Q1057, Albany's rock station, and on the Q1057 app, I'm Steve King, and joined by Sebastian Maniscalco. He is at the Palace a couple of nights now. April 4th is the new night that's been added, 7 o'clock show, and April 3rd as well. 2 shows on Friday, April 3rd, 1 show on Saturday, April 4th, and joined by Sebastian. How you doing, man?
Oh, it's all good here, man.
Good. Hey, congratulations on a 3rd show being added to the Palace. That just announced today, which is awesome, man.
Yeah, man, that part of the country has always really been good to me. That the New Yorks, the Jerseys, the Boston, Philadelphia. A lot of people in those areas are Italian. They kind of gravitate towards my humor, and very flattering to be adding multiple shows in a city.
It seems like that's kind of become the norm for you as you go into a city, like you said, especially an area like this. You do one date, and then it's like, okay, now we got to add a second, now a third, now a fourth, now whatever. That's pretty impressive, man.
Yeah, thank you. It's like my father. It's funny. He instilled work ethic into me at a young age, and I've never been a stranger of working hard. I would come home during the holidays, from college or what have you, where everybody else was having fun, and my father's like, "Well, what are you going to do to earn your keep?" I'm like, "What? I got 2 weeks. Can't I get a break here?" This guy wanted me to, constant. I was working at Honey Baked Ham during the Christmas holidays, glazing ham, so that work ethic kind of bled into my my stand-up comedy career. And any time that we're going to add some shows, it's nothing for me. It's what I've been doing my whole life.
Sure. Well, work ethic is how you get where you are. I mean, that's the thing in stand-up. I mean, some people may think of, oh, man, he's really exploded on the scene in the last couple of years, but they don't see the, 10, 12 years before that where, you're on stage every single night.
Yeah, there's a comedian right now probably that you're going to hear of in another 10 years, but, he or she has been probably doing it for 10 years at this point. And then you're right, and then you hit people under like where you came from. But I've been doing this since 98. I came out to Los Angeles from Chicago, and kind of hit the ground running out here doing open mic nights anywhere that anybody would put me up. I would do anywhere from a boxing ring to a bowling alley to a little Italian restaurant on a milk crate in the corner of the room. So no one really sees those nights, but they're not really supposed to.
Right.
That's kind of the training ground. You don't see a bodybuilder in the gym working his muscles. You see it when he does the bodybuilding show, similar to stand-up. You don't see the hard work until you rise to the top.
At some point, you're going to be on a Jimmy Fallon or something like that, and somebody's going to pull up something from like 2000, and they're like, all right, here's Sebastian on a milk crate in the corner of an Italian restaurant.
Yeah, those moments are actually really fun to show. Anytime I get an opportunity to kind of poke fun at myself or to look back in retrospect to see some of the gigs that I did or some of the things that I did kind of on the way up are always kind of fun to have a laugh at now.
It's amazing, too, because now you've gone from, stand-up comedy, which everybody knows you for, to you're an author, you're an actor. I mean, you're doing so much else. What's the acting like for you? Is it a natural progression?
I wanted to do more serious roles, to be honest with you. I didn't want to get into this kind of comedy, goofy movies. I'm just not a goofy guy. I just wanted to exploit kind of my serious side when it came to acting. And when the Green Book came, the opportunity to be in the Green Book came up, kind of jumped at the chance. It wasn't really a far departure from who I am. I mean, it was coming from an Italian family, and a lot of the scenes were us eating around the kitchen table. So. And then subsequently now being in The Irishman, which is a mob flick where I played Joe Gallo, who was Stone Cold Killer, very serious role. I kind of like the departure from comedy and dipping my toe into serious roles in film. So it's not easy by any means, but I really enjoy doing it.
Being from an Italian family, your family has to be freaking out that you're working with like Robert De Niro and Pacino and all these, huge, actors like that.
Oh yeah, like my dad's like, when's the premiere? When am I getting my ticket? I go, Dad, I'm married. I'm picking my wife. Like, you're not going to be my date on the red carpet. So they're over the moon happy for me, and they're really having a great time as well, kind of enjoying these experiences. I hosted the MTV Video Music Awards, and my mother and my father came to that and really enjoyed that, and just really cool to have my parents still around so they could kind of see the fruits of my labor, because they were there in 1998 at the kitchen table in Chicago when I told them that I was going to go to L.A. and pursue a career in the arts. And sometimes coming from a traditional Italian family, that's not embraced, but man, did they embrace it, and they said go for it, and it's nice to have that support behind me.
That's awesome. That was actually going to be my next question, is what did they want you to do instead of stand-up?
Well, my mother was always so concerned about health insurance. She's like, do the comedy clubs offer a PPO plan? I go, Ma, it's like, the Ha-Ha Hut is not passing out, full coverage when it comes to insurance. So they were a little concerned about that, but they kind of knew that this is where I wanted to go, and they knew that I had an innate ability to make people laugh. I was just funny around my family growing up, and it's not like they knew I was funny. It was just kind of honing it for the stage.
That's cool, because you hear a lot of stories about, people that made it, that did it in spite of, the support that they would have gotten. And it's cool to hear that story. I have a daughter that wants to go to Hollywood in a couple of years and get into the film industry and all of that. And a lot of people will tell her, oh, that's just crazy. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And my wife and I are both like, you're going to go and you're going to give it your best shot. And, hell or high water, if it works, great. If it doesn't, no harm, no foul. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they got to try it. It's one of those things. If they have the talent, they want to experience it, then I'd highly recommend it. Because that's going to be kind of something that's going to be in the back of their head their entire life. So
exactly.
Yeah, if you got a dream, go out there and pursue it. But also, it doesn't happen overnight. The patience, the persistence has to be relentless in order for someone to kind of crack through the entertainment bubble, and if you got what it takes, you'll get there. Exactly.
What do you want to do next? Do you want to continue your stand-up? Do you want to focus more on acting? Do you want to write more? What's like the next step for you?
Yeah, I never planned anything. Nothing was ever planned for me. The only plan I ever had coming out to L.A. in 1998 was to do stand-up comedy for a living. I didn't plan on doing movies, writing a book, doing a podcast. That was never in the cards. It's always, these opportunities always kind of present themselves, and at the time I go, yeah, that sounds something like I would like to do. But no, I don't have a vision board over here, and I'm like, yeah, the next thing I'm going to do is actually, there is something I want to do, and I'm in the process of doing it. There's a comedian by the name of Pat McGann, who's my opener, who I just produced his 1-hour comedy special. Cool. We shot it in Chicago. So, I like to kind of seek out other talent and get behind them and kind of give them a stepping stone so they could kind of excel. So that's kind of where I'm concentrated on. And also, I have a charity foundation called Tag Your It, which is kind of supports three main things that I do or I feel passionate about: Alzheimer's disease, children education, and military veterans. So just giving back, and it's mainly about giving back at this particular point in my career. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have a great career in stand-up and now some acting success, and I'd just like to kind of give back.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Now that you're a dad, you've got a couple of kids and married, is that where are you pulling a lot more material from your home life now?
Oh yeah, I mean now I'm being exposed to preschool drop off and interacting with other parents and going to play dates or what have you. So all that stuff is part of my act. I mean, it doesn't monopolize my act because I don't want to be that comedian that talks about, oh, my kid this, my kid that.
Right.
It's there. It's sprinkled in. But as my life kind of progresses as being a father, I'm going to be in situations that I've never been in before, and I find those kind of fish out of water scenarios really good for comedy.
And all other parents can relate, to those situations.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's funny because I thought about you the other day. I was in an airport and I was looking around, and you do your bit about, doesn't anybody dress up anymore? And I'm looking around and I'm seeing people in pajama pants, and you're the first person I thought of was, oh my God, you'd be freaking out about this. So you connect well.
That's the humor I really love is where it's observational and you could go out in the world and kind of see it for yourself. So kind of happy to bring those situations to the forefront with a little comedic spin.
Well, we appreciate it, and we love your comedy, and can't wait for that third show being announced now at the Palace. So 2 shows on Friday, April 3rd, a show now on Saturday the 4th as well. And we've got tickets to give away here on Q1057. So appreciate you being on with us today, Sebastian, and wish you all the best, and can't wait to see you here in April, man.
Got it. Thanks for the time, and see you soon.
All right, man.
Bye-bye.
Bye.